Hey guys, it's Archon. Yesterday I was streaming Reaper of Souls beta, and you guys asked me to play the Witch Doctor. Now, as many of you guys know, the Witch Doctor is not my favorite class. In fact, in vanilla Diablo, it's probably my least favorite class. But you guys said not enough people were showing it off, and I already had the int gear, so it made sense. And I gotta say, I'm glad you guys made me do it, because I'm really enjoying the Witch Doctor. Like all classes, a lot of new builds have been enabled through the skill synergy and synergy with legendary weapons, and so brand new builds are viable, and it's just really fun to theory craft and come up with new ways to play. And we came up with one that I really enjoyed playing, and I wanted to show off to you guys. Now, this isn't the build that I'm suggesting you guys play. I don't know what the best builds are going to be when Reaper of Souls finally comes out. This is just the beta, and a lot of things are going to change, but I really enjoyed this. It is a pet-based witch doctor, and the reason I decided to make a pet-based witch doctor, other than the fact that I miss the necromancer, is that I found this item while I was playing on my wizard. They're Tasker and Theos, which of course you guys know suck in vanilla Diablo, but in Reaper of Souls they increase the attack speed of your pets by 100%. That's right. At base attack speed, it's doubling your pet's attack speed, which is super powerful and makes a pet build a lot more viable. Plus, they've added some cool passives. So once I got these on here, I set up a really quick build. It looked a little different than this, but I made sure I included Summon Zombie Dogs, Gargantuan, and Fetish Army on there. All of them are pets. They get bonuses from the attack speed, at least to my understanding. And I included Leeching Beasts rune on Zombie Dogs because it makes it so that Zombie Dogs heal you for 100% of your life on hit with every attack. So with that 100% increased attack speed, I was getting a lot of healing from life on hit, and I started speccing life on hit, which is another really cool thing about Reaper of Souls is because of enchanting, you can actually customize your gear and select what stats you wanted. So whenever I could, I would get life on hit on my gear, and I actually get a lot of healing from Zombie Dogs. Not nearly as much healing as you would get right now in vanilla Diablo. Healing is a lot lower in Reaper of Souls. The idea is that your health goes down slower, but also comes back slower, and it makes combat pacing feel a lot better. But compared to my wizard, my healing was pretty dramatic with those zombie dogs and a lot of life on hit. So I started off playing the pet-based build, stacking as much life on hit as I could, but pretty soon, not even an hour into my play session, this Cinder Coat dropped. Again, Cinder Coat's not that great now, but in Reaper of Souls, it reduces the resource cost of your fire skills by 30% and also increases fire skills damage by 18%. So I'm like, well, I guess I got to start focusing on fire. That's a huge incentive to use fire skills. So I started using runes on my skills that would add fire damage. I was using Firebomb. I tried Flash Fire. I tried a lot of runes on here, but Firebomb seemed like a good skill. I started out trying Fire Bats here, tried a few runes on that, but I really enjoyed Zombie Charger with Explosive Beast. It was really fun, and it's fire-based. I had Piranhas on there. That's the new skill. It's really fun. You put a pool of Piranhas on the ground, which does damage and increases the damage taken by the enemies on there. I changed my Fetish Army to Tiki Tortures to do fire damage, and my Gargantuan to Wrathful Protector, so he does fire damage. I could have also changed my Summon Zombie Dogs to Burning Dogs, but the Leeching Beast was just too good with all that life on hit. So other than the Summon Zombie Dogs, I went all fire and started doing a lot more damage and had a lot more mana, which was a problem at that point anyways. And then at that point, I started realizing that cooldown reduction would be really helpful. I had 3 cooldowns on here, and especially with Gargantuan, he only lasts for 15 seconds with Wrathful Protector. So I started speccing some cooldown reduction. I used my Paragon points into cooldown reduction, and then I used this legendary here, which reduces cooldowns by 7%. And lucky for me, shortly after that, I got this Humunculus drop. Humunculus, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. Very similar to the one that's in Vanilla Diablo, just a bit better now because it's level 70. I didn't get good rolls. It reduced the cooldown of Gargantuan by 11 seconds and Zombie Dogs by 10 seconds. If you hold down control, you can see the max is 20 on each of those. So I didn't get a great Humunculus, but it still helped a lot. I re-rolled one of the stats to get some crit hit chance on there. And that really made my Gargantuan pretty awesome because the cooldown is actually less than 30 seconds now, which means instead of having my Gargantuan up for a quarter of the time, I can have him up most of the time, and he's super powerful. He's already doing 575% weapon damage, but of course with this new passive, Midnight Feast, he does an additional 50% damage, so that's close to 800% damage, and then I have about 33% additional fire damage, almost 1,000% weapon damage with each hit, and he has an increased 100% attack speed. So he's attacking about twice as fast, hitting for about 3 times as much as I can hit with my main attack. Of course, he has extra health from Zombie Handler. I can have 5 zombie dogs. I have Tribal Rights on here. That's, again, what's bringing the cooldown on my Gargantuan down, as well as the Fetish Army and Zombie Dogs. So even when my Zombie Dogs die, I can bring them out pretty quickly. And Vision Quest I put on there just because I was running out of mana. I tried some other passives on here too. But you can probably see already there's a ton of synergy between the skills and the gear you find, and it's just really fun to work on this one build. And when I was playing my Frost Wizard, I suspected that the game might drop items that are good for the build you're currently using, and it seems like that might be the case because this Homunculus came when I was using a bunch of pet-based abilities. But I just wanted to show off the build to you guys to show how fun it is. I think pets might actually be viable in Reaper of Souls, which is really exciting to me. I love just having a big army that I send out and kind of just watch the fight and throw in some attacks when I can. So we're going to open up a Nephilim Rift here. There's an easy way to show off the build. So you can see I'm on Torment 1. I can't handle much more than that because I've only put about 4 or 5 hours into my Witch Doctor. Go ahead and get my Zombie Dogs out. Pull my Gargantuan out here. He only lasts for 15 seconds, but his cooldown goes down really quickly. And then I can just throw things into him. Oh, I forgot my Piranhas there. You can see the animation for the Piranhas is really cool. I'm going to go ahead and not get that Conduit just so I can show off the build. Conduit's fun, it just instantly kills everything, but won't let me show off this build as well. But if you watch the animation for the Piranhas, you can see not only does it leave a pool of Piranhas on the ground, Piranhas will actually jump up and latch on to enemies. See that big guy has Piranhas all over him. It's pretty fun to watch. Get my Gargantuan back out. Again, that cooldown's coming out really fast. Zombie Dogs are dying. I can pull them out again, though. Cooldowns fall down really quickly. And hopefully you'll be able to see my Gargantuan getting some hits off there. You can see he hits a lot harder than I can, and he hits really fast. So it's a pretty fun build. And I can just hold down right click. If I can use Zombie Charger, I will. If not, it'll automatically cast Firebomb. And let's see, Zombies dying again. I'll pull them back out. Gargantuan's off cooldown. Piranha's off cooldown. Just so much synergy in this build. Not only am I getting a ton of health from life on hit. Oh, Standing Desecrator, canceling that out there. Also, my pets are really powerful. My fire skills doing a lot of damage, and my cooldown's coming down really quickly. So I don't do a ton of damage yet. Again, I haven't put a lot of work into my Witch Doctor's build, but it's just a really fun playstyle. I've never been a big fan of the Witch Doctor's playstyle, especially with Cloud of Bats or Zombie Bears, of just to stand there and do a bunch of damage and let your lifesteal keep you alive. But I really like this. I really like just sending out my army and watching them own everything while I stand back and just send spells into the fray. But I think this is a sign of good things to come. I think there's going to be a lot of viable builds, mostly because of the legendaries. There's never going to be the one best build. There's going to be the best build based on your playstyle and the legendaries you've found so far. When you find new legendaries, it encourages new builds, and it really makes it so your builds aren't becoming static. You're always changing them up, finding new ways to play. And you can really work on developing the stats you want to on your character, mostly because of the Mystic. You can enchant whatever stats you want on there. So if there's one thing you want to focus on, for me, cooldown reduction, life on hit, bonus to fire skills, I can replace stats that I don't need with those stats. Your character is more customizable than ever in Reaper of Souls, and you have a lot of control over what direction you take them in. But you still are constantly surprised by legendaries you find. Every time a legendary drops, I'm super excited, and most of the time, I'll go back to town and I'll change out some skills that fit well with that legendary. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but it's a lot more fun than just using the same build for hundreds of hours on end. And you really do have some choices. And I find myself, even though I'm the kind of person who typically plays whatever build is the most efficient, I want to make sure I'm maximizing my kills per hour. I find myself sometimes playing a build that's more fun even when I feel like I'm killing more slowly. I don't think I'll do that on ladders so much, but I just find myself playing more for enjoyment. It's so much fun to play some of these builds. They're a lot more versatile than the builds we have right now in Vanilla Diablo. And it's just making me want to play all the classes. I think the next class I'll play is the Demon Hunter. It's always been my second favorite class after the Wizard. And I already have a Bariza that gives all my spells a 43% chance of piercing, which I cannot wait to start trying out builds with that. Theory crafting has never been more fun, and this has to be my favorite part of Reaper of Souls. Maybe number one would be the account-bound legendaries. Number two would be how many different builds there are and how frequently your builds are changing. The synergies make you feel so powerful. Whatever it is you're focusing on, you feel like you're taking advantage of something in the game because there's so many things you can synergize. The skills go well together, and the legendaries, the vast majority of the legendaries seem to alter your playstyle. Blow all my cooldowns there. Throw some fire dogs into the fray. You can see, if you're paying attention, my Gargantuan hits a lot harder than I can. Overall, my pets are doing the majority of the damage. My Gargantuan just finished that guy off with one giant hit there. And again, by the time he's gone, my cooldown's mostly done, and I can almost bring him right back out. Yeah, same with the Wizard. All the builds I could find, I really felt like they were overpowered. And I think that's what good game development does. It makes you feel like you're overpowered even when you're not. And I'm hoping they can keep the synergy in here they have and continue adding new legendaries and more synergies. I know the pet-based Witch Doctor isn't going to be everyone's favorite playstyle. I enjoy it a lot more than the current popular Witch Doctor builds. But the cool thing is you can really customize whatever class you like to whatever your playstyle is. A lot more so in Diablo than in vanilla Diablo. You don't feel like you're being penalized for playing the way you want to play. Now again, this is just beta, and I've only put in what, 5 days of playing, so I know a lot's going to change, and maybe we'll find out that there are only a few viable builds, but I really have hope for there being multiple viable builds. Even if they're all not 100% as efficient as each other, they'll be much closer, maybe within 5 or 10% instead of the best builds being twice as efficient as the second best builds. I should have ended this video already, but I don't want to stop playing on my Witch Doctor, so I'm just going to have to force myself to stop killing stuff. I love this. I love my little army going out and killing everything. I feel like a necromancer all over again. You guys got to try this. Hopefully you can get some Tasker and Theos, get some super buff pets. But either way, every legendary you get seems to be super exciting. It enables something else really cool. A lot of players were hoping they'd bring back the skill trees from Diablo 2 because those really make you feel like your character is your character, and I think they've given us that same feeling without all the problems from the Diablo 2 skill tree. I really feel like I own this Witch Doctor and I created him the way that I wanted to create him, and I can play him the way I want to play him, and that's something that's been missing from Diablo 3 since launch, and it's really fun to have it in the game. I'm going to keep making videos like this with all the builds I find because it's what's making me most excited about Reaper of Souls. Hopefully it's getting you guys excited about it as well. I'll be playing the Demon Hunter a bit this week. My Wizard will still be my main, and that's the one I'm going to be trying to progress on the most. But make sure you stop by the live stream. It's linked below. We'll be doing a lot of theory crafting on there, and I like to listen to your guys' opinions. Again, you guys are the reason I played the Witch Doctor in the first place. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and I'll have another one for you soon.